Yeah, this is King Bobby of Integrity Nation, and I welcome you back to the channel. Let's speak about the current events. But first, I would like you to remind how all this started. I and my son have been group raped by people like Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, Iker Khalid, Chrystia Freeland, and others like them. These are horrible, horrible people. They don't hesitate to hurt children. They don't hesitate to harm families. They really like with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jerry Epstein, who are pedophiles. And really, if we take this sexual aspect out of the picture, they're still like pedophiles. They steal from children. And, well, we apologized for residential schools, but they continue with similar horrible, horrible policies. People die, and it's time to stop with criminals. Now, let's go to current events and say great thank you to people of Freedom Convoy for protecting us against crime of Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, and the Mad Queen Elizabeth II, who spearheads all this nonsense. So, and we know that these people are protecting their livelihood, their ability to support children and families. And they cannot do their job because Justin Trudeau tells them that they should stay at home unless they vaccinate. And Justin Trudeau knows, like everybody already knows by this time, that vaccines only remove symptoms. They only allow easier flow of infection or sickness if somebody catches this virus. Vaccines don't prevent its spread, a spread of a virus at all. These people protect us against crimes. They're tough on crimes. They're tough on Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, and the Mad Queen Elizabeth II, and this so-called royal family. This royal family wanted to take away a livelihood of these people for no reason. They say that if they come from abroad, they have to be on quarantine unless they're vaccinated and blah, blah, blah. And nobody ever told them why they need to be vaccinated. Because everybody knows by now that vaccines don't stop spread of virus, and they're totally useless from that perspective. They help people if they catch the virus and alleviate symptoms, make illness not as bad for people, but otherwise they're useless from standpoint of spreading the disease. All know this, and even pharmaceutical companies already told that too. So Justin Trudeau and Doug Ford are just madmen. And we know that they just launder crime through Canadian courts. Canada is a criminal organization, as we know, and every branch of government is corrupt. You look at executive branch. Police does nothing. It doesn't help people. They are aware of Justin Trudeau committing crimes. They haven't arrested Justin Trudeau. They haven't arrested Doug Ford. They didn't go to courts with requests of injunction to stop Justin Trudeau from applying with crazy requirements against drivers, the requirements that will take away their livelihood. Think about it. If you go on a trip, come back, spend 2 weeks on quarantine, and when you have no livelihood, because at most you can do 2 trips. So how are they going to support themselves? How are they going to support their children? And Justin Trudeau is crazy because he knows that this vaccine is totally useless. It has no purpose. If people don't want to get vaccinated, why is he forcing them? Why is he treating them like slaves? There's no reason to demand this vaccine. If they don't want, well, that's their personal business. If they want to take risk with their lives, That's their business. If they think that encountering natural virus is better than encountering testing vaccine, um, well, that's their choice. They might be crazy, but it's their choice, and he's got to respect this. There's no social value, there's no value to a society from them taking this vaccine because the vaccine doesn't stop the spread. So what's the point in this quarantine? Why? What's the point in taking away their livelihood? Justin Trudeau is just a tyrant who wants command people. He just got taste of power, like Doug Ford. Instead of going to court with injunction request for stopping Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford went to court to stop protesters, to stop people who are fighting crime. So this is how conservatives act. They always say that they're tough on crime, but it's time to get tough on Doug Ford. And it's time to get tough on Justin Trudeau and this criminal clique. And it's time to stop them. They're criminals, and as you see, police is just a bunch of thugs for helping criminals. And it's the same been in my experience with my son, and police doesn't help. They're fully aware of what's going on. They read documents, they read everything, but they're not helping. They're helping criminals. We shouldn't allow scammers like Trudeau and Ford to hijack agenda and to use various rhetoric to shift blame. Actually, it's them who blocked people's ability to earn livelihood to function normally. And think about this. If they're not allowed to work, well, that's going to affect supply chain. What's else going to happen if there are not enough people to do the work? Are we going to force them into work like slaves then? That's so bizarre. These people don't think normally. And these are the people who the so-called Queen Elizabeth II and her royal family employs. They employ scammers. And think about this through the prism of unneeded services. Unneeded services is very common and well known to police fraud. In this case, these vaccines are not needed because they don't prevent spread of the disease. They help alleviate symptoms, but they don't help to prevent spread of the disease. So that's why they are not needed as a requirement for people's entry to Canada, at least when we do their jobs, because it's not optional for these people to travel. It's not optional for these people to cross borders. Actually, they're made to cross these borders because of this globalist agenda that called for things being done in all different places around the world. So people are forced to cross borders because they have no choice. Trudeau and Ford are scammers. They actually endanger supply chain by their unneeded services. And people should remember this, that they block delivery of services, they block ability to earn livelihood, so they should go to jail. And we shouldn't be shifting blame on people who stand up against crime. Counter protesters who went into support of Doug Ford and Justin Trudeau, they're terrible people. They're disgusting people. They support crimes. What do they think? It's really disgusting. So it's time to stop. If you see police, just boo them. They're not real people. They're just Canadian trash, nothing else. Real citizens of integrity nation don't behave such horrible way. It's time to stop criminals. Please use flag of integrity. The flag is right behind my back. Use this flag instead of this fig leaf, which is used to commit crimes and used to lie to people and all out and to do all our horrible things. So please like the channel, please support the channel, spread the word. It's time to fight. It's time to fight. Conservatives are not going to help you, as you see. NDP is not going to help you. Liberals are not going to help you. Bloc Québécois is not going to help you. They're all prolific liars. And we apologized already many times, and still the same continues. So it's time to stop them.